All right, so I got around to checking out Enola Holmes 3, and I've got to say it's all right. So let's just get right into it. The story is fairly simple. It's all taking place, I guess, technically during Enola and Tewksbury's wedding. Even though, like, technically it gets canceled, but, like, then postponed, and, like, I don't know. But it all just happens in their wedding destination, and Sherlock gets kidnapped, and then they have to solve the case. And I've got to say, while I do like how they solved the case, I don't like the conclusion to the mystery being solved, because I think that story was wrapped up pretty nicely, but then all of a sudden they had to add in like this extra action sequence that isn't very necessary and feels very tonally different from the rest of the story, which kind of takes you out of it. So, story-wise, while I did enjoy the mystery and especially like the little twist at the end of it, I do not love what they did with it. So, I'm going to give it a Hot Pocket score. Cinematically, like I said, there's this random action sequence that feels very tonally off with the rest of the movie. That was like kind of shoehorned into the story. That felt a little off, but then like all of the like cutbacks and cinematic decisions to like show the flashbacks were all really cool little touches. I do think they could have maybe differentiated the style when it was a flashback scene, because it just kind of played a clip from the previous movie, and I was just like, wait, that's the previous one? And so like that, again, maybe a little bit more like visual effects there to show you, hey, yeah, this is a flashback, I think could have been a little bit better, but it's all right. So I'm going to give it a Hot Pocket score there as well. Directing, I thought it was fairly well paced until that, like, third act action sequence, which just so weird to me. Like I said, it really threw me out, and that was the only weird thing about the pacing that really like threw me for a loop, but it was all mostly fine and it's all right. So Hot Pocket score there as well. And acting, I thought the performances were, again, just all right. Nothing overtly special. There was no like elevated performances over the material. I don't think a lot of the cast even had their like moment in the spotlight. They were all just kind of returning from the previous movies. And so it just sort of played out like that. So yeah, Hot Pocket score, expectations and experience. Overall, I think this was just a Hot Pocket movie. Like, it's enjoyable, turn on in the background. Definitely not the best of the series, but it had its moments. I think the mystery could have been the best of the series had they just handled it a little bit better and not shoehorned in like some random extra moments that don't really give you anything. So overall, certified Hot Pocket movie, and that's pretty much all I have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on Enola Holmes 3 if you've seen it or now you're planning on seeing it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and other than that, I will leave you guys to it. Till next time, bye.